Super Bowl winner.
Welcome to the show where there's so much to be gained. Get ready to be educated and entertained. When it comes to sports, there's no fooling around. Here's Ryan with his real sports rundown.
No! Oh, man. I had a dream that I was at the Super Bowl and that I was going to see who was going to win. And all of a sudden, the alarm goes off. Are you kidding me? Goodness gracious. I was about to see who was going to win that Super Bowl. I had a feeling my dream was going to come true, man. Man. Alright, baby, welcome to the Real Sports Rundown. Man, I had a crazy dream, man. I had a dream I was just about to see who was about to win that Super Bowl, and guess what? It didn't happen, man. I woke up at the wrong opportune time, man. You want to talk about a pain in the butt kind of stuff, man. Anyways, alright, baby. Super Bowl 44 going down tomorrow night. It's going to be the Indianapolis Colts versus the New Orleans Saints, and everybody's been asking you, Gentile, who do you got, man? Who do you got? Well, you know what? I had to think about this for a little bit, guys, because I just wasn't going to jump to conclusions and think about who's going to win. I actually had to sit down and think about this, man. All right, you got Peyton Manning, the greatest quarterback of all time, probably one of the greatest signal callers of all time in this game, man. He's a great quarterback. He's going to be hard to beat. Now, everybody's saying Dwight Freeney ankle this, his ankle that. That's been the talk all week long, is Dwight Freeney's ankle. Bottom line is, whether he plays or not, that's going to be a huge difference. If he doesn't play, that hurts him. If he does play, he could possibly help them, but not as much as he would as he was 100% healthy. So how does that work out? And then Reggie Wayne tweaked his knee in practice. How's that going to affect the game? So, I mean, you got all these aspects coming into it. Then you got the New Orleans Saints, man. You got Drew Brees, you got Reggie Bush, I mean, you got Will Smith on the defensive end, Darren Sharper. I mean, you got all these aspects of things. I mean, the Saints are a good team, man. I think people don't really recognize all the players on the team, and they're going to realize who these guys are come Super Bowl Sunday, because these guys are really good, man. Outside of Reggie Bush and Drew Brees, nobody really knows anybody else. Pierre Thomas, great running back. He's going to do a good job in this game, I believe. So, I mean, going back and forth, I mean, it's going to be a high-scoring game, man. Defenses are going to play well, but not well enough to contain the offenses. That's what I believe is going to happen. So now, after long debates, long thinking about this, just over and over, man, I finally came to the conclusion, man. It's going to be the New Orleans Saints taking down the Indianapolis Colts. Final score 38-34. That's going to be the final, man. Now, don't be wrong. If the Colts win, I won't be surprised. It's not that I see Peyton Manning twice a year. I mean, he plays against my Texans all the time. Great player, but I don't know if he has enough weapons and enough guns or ammo in the ammunition, let's put it that way, to get the job done. So whether or not he does, I don't know. I don't see it happening. But it's going to be a great Super Bowl nonetheless, man. I got the New Orleans Saints winning 38-34, and I can't wait for next week's episode, baby, because we're going to break down the commercials, the best ones, the funniest ones, all that good stuff, man. But that's coming next week. Now, this is just a Super Bowl edition of the show, so I'm going to talk about something else, too, real quick. One thing I got to mention is the fact that this guy is a New Orleans Saints fan, man, a huge fan, all right? And the guy put something up on Craigslist for a Super Bowl ticket. Now, you know all these things, man. You got all these prop bets, all these, who's going to get heads, who's going to get tails, what color shirt is Kim Kardashian going to wear. I mean, you got all these different kind of bets going on. It's just the way it is. It's Super Bowl, man. It's a circus. This guy here takes it to a whole new level. All right, this New Orleans Saints fan has been a fan for as long as I can remember. I heard this interview on the Rod Ryan show the other day in Houston, and I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's really funny. All right, so basically, the guy's been a Saints fan for as long as he's mentioned, I guess, he's all his life, okay? So the fact that they're in the Super Bowl, he can't buy a ticket. He can't get a ticket because, hey, they're expensive, they're hard to come by. So he put something up on Craigslist that he feels like people would want to buy to give him a Super Bowl ticket. The guy offered up his left nut. I'm not joking. I am not joking. The guy offered up his left testicle for one ticket to the Super Bowl. And this is a real story. This is not a hoax, okay? They covered this in New Orleans on a TV show or a TV news program or whatever. The Rod Ryan show had him on, interviewed him, talked about, why were you doing this? Why would you want to do this, man? And he's like, why not, man? It's the Saints going to the Super Bowl for the first time ever. And he's offering up half his manhood to go see this game, man. It's insane. It's crazy. I could not believe my ears when I heard this. So, of course, they're asking, so they're talking about, you mean nosebleed section high up there, you can barely see anything. You would take that seat and offer up your left nut. He said yes. So then they asked him the question, what happens if somebody wants your right nut? He goes, well, then we're going to have to negotiate and get some better tickets. I mean, really? I mean, they even asked him, after the Super Bowl, the guy was like, I'm going to go to the Super Bowl, party hard, have a good time, and then I would offer up my left nut. And, of course, they're like, well, what happens if you decide to back out? He's like, well, I'll sign a contract and all this stuff. I mean, it was just too funny to believe, man. I could not believe it. So I swear to God, this is a true story. So, you just ask yourself this, fellas. Would you offer up your left nut to go see your favorite team go play in the Super Bowl, man? I asked a couple of buddies of mine. Meant to get it on camera, man, but I forgot to do it. But I asked my buddies Paul and Chad and Corey and them on the bowling league, and they said, hell no. They were like, nah, I don't think so, man. I'd rather just watch it on TV instead of giving up half my manhood. So, that's just too funny to me. So, all right, man. So we got the Super Bowl coming up, man, next week. After football season, man, it's college basketball. We're going to be talking about that for a little while. NBA, all that good stuff, man. I love college basketball. It's the best thing about this time of year. Once the Super Bowl ends, you got college basketball tournaments coming on, man. The conference tournaments. March Madness is right around the corner, folks. And then guess what? Pitchers and catchers report sooner than later, baby. Baseball season's upon us, man. My bread and butter. One thing I love to talk about. So that's going to do it here for the Real Sports Rundown here today, guys. Super Bowl edition. So I got the New Orleans Saints defeating the Indianapolis Colts 38-34. Got a guy that offered up his left nut to go to the Super Bowl. That's a Saints fan. How crazy is that stuff, you know what I mean? So I know it's a short show today. It's the way it is. But next week, college basketball, talking about the winners, talking about the commercials. Might even have a special guest on the show, depending if you can make it up that weekend or not. But one way or another, man, it's going to be a great time. So everybody, hope you have a great weekend. Everybody enjoy the Super Bowl, and I will see you guys next week. And hopefully my dream will come true. Supposedly my dream is going to say the Saints were going to win. Am I right? We'll have to find out about that, guys. So everybody have a great night. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Saints, man. Go Colts. I really don't care either way, but I think the Saints are going to win. So everybody have a great one. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Welcome to the show where there's so much to be gained. Get ready to be educated and entertained. When it comes to sports, there's no fooling around. Here's Ryan with his Real Sports